Welcome back to Casual Bias Rugby. The Rugby World Cup squad for the Springboks have been announced. And at first I shot the video at work, but I don't feel I did a good job because I couldn't see the team in front of me, so I just went off the top of my head. So I'm redoing it. I've got the squad in front of me, and my oh my, I've got some mixed feelings. Let's get into it. Now we had rumors beforehand that there's going to be no Lukanya Am, no Andre Pollard, no Loriacher. And I thought, what an absolute rubbish piece of news, getting me stressed out. And if it was true, my asshole would have nut. And in fact, it's true. So we without our first team's outside centre, without our first team line-out jump in that number 5 jersey, Loriacher, and without our first team kicker, that number 10 jersey, Andre Pollard. Now, of course, this means that other players have to step up. The confidence is shown in them to do the job for us. But I mean, that's a massive, massive loss. But let's look at the positive side. I mean, there's so many players in here that I'm so happy to see. So without any further ado, let's just get into it. We're starting off with the forwards, and we got our trust and pride. We got Steven Kitsoff, Vincent Koch, Frans Malherbe, Oxenche, Trevor Nyakane, and those are our props. No issues there. All of the boys that I wanted to see, get the bakery ready, get the stove ready, because Ox is coming to cook. I love Ox. I think he's one of our most underrated, most unappreciated, one of our best props we have, if not the best prop that we have. So very happy. Just the normal players in there. So no Gerard Steenkamp, of course, he's on the players on standby. He's there. I think he did a decent job against Argentina. Didn't do himself any harm, but our main boys are there, and that's what I'm happy about. Moving on to our geez, I'm losing my words. To our hookers, and we got Malcolm Marx there, and we got Bongi Mbonambi there. No Joseph Dweba. I know if we get an injury, we might bring him in. We might throw in a Dion Fourie, who I'll talk about in a second. Throw him into that hooker position to get us throwing into the lineouts. But I mean, you can't go wrong with Bongi Mbonambi, Malcolm Marx. Bongi probably starts and Malcolm comes from the bench, even though most people would say Malcolm Marx has to start because he's the better hooker. I just think he's going to come from the bench because pure impact, he brings more of it from the bench than Bongi does from the bench. No issues there, normal. But this is the big one. We got John Klein, people. We got John Klein. Very happy about that. In the group stages, he's going to get his opportunity to absolutely smash Ireland. People say he's an Irish reject. But yet, we don't call CJ Stander a South African reject. And he played for Ireland. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, he might have captained a couple of games. So John Klein is there to disrupt everything. I love John Klein. He's been absolutely brilliant in the games that he's played. Deserves this chance. He might even start with the likes of Eben Etzebeth, seeing that Loriacher is not picked. Moving on, we got Marvin Orie is also there as a lock. So we got our locks are Eben Etzebeth, John Klein, Marvin Orie, Erge Snyman. No issues there. Of course, we have our guys that can play utility, that are utility forwards, with the likes of Pieter Stef de Tooy, as well as Franco Mostert. Both of them can also slot into that lock position if we need it. Then moving on to our 8th man, or our Lucy's, we got Jasper Wiese, Siya Kolisi is there, as well as he's the captain, Dwayne Vermeulen, Dion Fourie. I'm so happy for him. Of course, made his captaincy debut last week when Bongi went off the field. I think he played absolutely phenomenally last week. And then, of course, Kwagga Smith, the best bench player you could have in the world, comes on, makes an impact. And then Marco van Staden, our fetcher, and Franco Mostert. I mean, no issues there. Very happy that we decided to back the likes of John Klein and Dion Fourie to do us a job. Of course, Dwayne Vermeulen there, rolled back the clock about 20 years in the past couple of games. He's been brilliant. He's been on form, a leader in the team. A shout for captain as well. And then moving on to the backs. And I mean, we went a bit overkill, to be honest, when it came to scrum-halves. We picked 4 scrum-halves. Faf de Klerk, Jaden Hendrikse, Kobus Reinach, as well as Grant Williams. So that is a lot. And I mean, a lot of scrum-halves. Personally, I would have just picked 3. And there's one change I would have made there. I would not have picked Jaden Hendricks over the likes of Herschel Jantjies. I think Herschel Jantjies was absolutely brilliant when he came on last week. I think Jaden Hendricks hasn't had a lot of game time. He's been injured for a very long time. Of course, I think Jaden Hendricks is better than Herschel Jantjies overall. But I think Herschel deserves it more than Jaden just because of form and what he's been doing lately. But I mean, you can have no real issues. The main guys are there: Faf de Klerk, Kobus Reinach, Grant Williams, and I want Kobus Reinach to start every game, okay? Because he fits in perfectly with Manie Lebok. Going into that, now this is controversial, and I've got a big opinion about this as well. Damian Willems and Manie Lebok, that's our 2 10s. So if there's an injury to Manie, we go to Damian. So Manie does get the backing. He's our first choice 10. I'm very happy about that. You can say what you want about his kicking game. It needs some improvement. But overall, he's the best kicker in the team. Other than that, his game on the ball is absolutely brilliant. Like, people underrate this guy. People are calling him overrated, and that makes him underrated. I think he's one of the most underappreciated players in the team at the moment. Just the way that he dominated the game against Argentina, and in that first game against Australia, the guy's crucial for us, and him and Reinach combination is absolutely brilliant. Now, my opinion about this is, I would have left out maybe one of the scrum-halves, thrown him on standby for if there's an injury, and then back the likes of Robert du Preez. Like, there's enough time for him to get into the squad, get settled in, and play the games that he needs to. Robert du Preez has been playing absolute fire rugby for Sale Sharks in the Premiership for years now. He deserves a spot in this box squad, and I said this even when we announced the team for the Rugby Championship. So I'm very disappointed that Robert du Preez isn't there. He's also the best kicker. He's a way better kicker than Manie Lebok, and he can run the ball. He can play the attacking game. He can play the kicking game, whatever you need. Robert du Preez is probably the second best fly-off. So I'm totally dismissing Andre Pollard, even if he was fit. In my opinion, I wouldn't look too much into Andre Pollard. I mean, the guy's calves can go anytime during the game. I think he's a liability at the moment. I do love Andre. Of course, he's a crucial player for us, but I just mean, it's tough to give him some confidence and not have a replacement for him on the bench. I just feel like you're playing with a player less. You're playing with 22 players when you play with Andre, because it can go so wrong so quickly all of a sudden, and then your whole team is in shambles. But I mean, overall, I'm glad we decided to back Manie and say, listen, you're there. There's no Elton Jantjies, which means Manie is there or Damian Willems, and I think you got to back Manie with his performances this far. Of course, you got Damian Willems as well. Moving on to the centers, and we don't have any look on your arm, but no need to worry, because we got Andre Esterhuizen who should start every game. We got Damien Dialinde, we got Jesse Creel, and then I'm going to throw him in as a center. Now, I know he's there to be a wing, but Kanan Moody can play outside center, and I would love to see the combination of Manie Lebok, Andre Esterhuizen, Kanan Moody on the 13, and then you have Kurtley Arendse and Cheslin Colby as your wings. I mean, that would be absolutely beautiful. That is flair written all over. That's attacking, running rugby that we all want to see. Of course, Jesse Creel gets to start. He's going to have that number 13 jersey. And to be fair, Lukhanyo, when he's played, he hasn't been totally fit. He hasn't been totally on form. He's not gotten back that 2018, 19, 20 form of his. So I would have, even if he was fit, I would throw that 13 jersey on Jesse Creel. And you can say what you want about it. I do like Jesse on that. I think he's played his heart out. He's upped his game a level this season this far. No issues there. Very happy. But I do want to see Kanan in that 13 jersey. Back him there as well. I'm sure he's been training there because of the lack of squad depth in our outside centre position. Of course, we got our wings. Kurtley Arendse, Cheslin Colby, Kanan Moody, as I said, and Makazolo Mapimpi. And Mapimpi got a massive role from the people there when he got his cap again. And I mean, what a wonderful story for Makazolo Mapimpi when he got announced in the squad in his first World Cup in 2019. He just carried it over. I do love Makazolo. Unfortunately, my starters there, Kurtley Arendse, Cheslin Colby, I think try scoring machines, good under the eyeball, good in defense, good attacking rugby, beats defenders. You couldn't ask for more. And then, of course, you got Willie Leroux that's going to take that number 15 jersey. Of course, that will be rotated with Damian Willems, who I thought had an absolutely brilliant game. One of my man of the matches for our game last weekend. I know I didn't do a match review for our game against Argentina last weekend, but I think Damian Willems had an absolutely brilliant game in that number 14 jersey. Now, players on standby. Lukania of course, is injured. Joseph Dueba, Lorie Jager, Jean-Luc Dupree, who I thought also was really great last weekend. Thomas du Toit as a player on standby. Of course, we have got 5 props. If there's injury in the props, he just comes in. I'm not sure, do these guys travel with us? Not too sure. Herschel Jantjies as a 5th scrum-half in the reserves. Andre Pollard, Evan Roos and Gerard Steenkamp. I mean, overall, very mixed feelings about this side. I'm way more on the positive side than the negative side. Just because of the fact that the people that are injured aren't the players that have been necessarily our on-form players. So Lukania misses out, but still JC is there. Caden Moody can slot in there. Loord misses out, but John Klein is there. Marvin Orr is there, who's been doing a decent job. Erge Snyman is there, who's been playing the world on fire. And of course, you got the best lock to ever do it. Eben Etzebeth. Andre Pollard isn't there, but you still got the likes of Marnie there, who we have to trust almost every game. I'll give him a rest and then maybe throw in Willems to play that 10 jersey against the weaker teams, if I can say it like that, even though we have an absolutely brutal pool. So let me know what you think about this squad. I'm very happy to see, especially the likes of Dion Fourie there. I was very nervous for him. I felt he deserved it for his performances this far, but he is there, and I'm very excited to see it. I'm not sure if CI is fully returned from injury, but I mean, he's crucial for us, whether it's on the field or just his leadership with his experience. It's his last World Cup. Come on, you Bokke!